Hi there. I am so glad you are joining us for this training. I first want to say thank you to you for taking the time to invest in yourselves. The fact that you find value in what you have to offer to your sector of the world and that you want to hone your craft, I just want to say congratulations. Because as an entrepreneur, you have a lot of things pulling on your time and pulling on your mind. There's a lot of things we should be doing. And many times, entrepreneurs should be jumping off the cliff and moving forward, but they're not. They're frozen. It's my frozen look. That's what they look like many times. Sometimes they're frozen for days or weeks, and unfortunately, sometimes they're frozen for months or years. And as we move forward through this training, what I want to ask you to remember is very important, and that's this. You are the expert. You are expert enough for where you are today. You have gold inside of you. You might have to wake up in the morning and brush the dirt off it, but you were born abundant, you are abundant, and you are the expert. Maybe there's somebody that's doing what you're doing, maybe 1,000 people. They might have initials after their name or make 5 times your revenue. Maybe you're not that vision of yourself in 12 months. But as we move forward here today, please stay focused on the fact that you are the expert as we learn the 5 steps to easily and consistently call your clients to you. You see, these 5 steps are how you can attract more clients and close more sales. And when you learn them, you will be able to authentically and confidently stand in your expertise so you can attract the clients you truly desire to work with. You'll become a magnet. This topic is not just for new entrepreneurs, it's for mature businesses as well. And it's the question I get asked the most. How do I find more clients? It's my number one most frequently requested topic to speak on. And in fact, the tool I'm sharing with you today is some of the exact training I share with my clients. So I'm really excited because you'll be able to implement this immediately. And it can make a huge difference in what people hear when you are out speaking one-on-one or in group. You see, these 5 steps we're going to learn actually become a template for you and for a variety of your marketing material. And then we take these 5 steps, which are your template, and we convert them into your powerful magnetic message. So, before we get started and dive into those 5 steps, I want to make sure that we have the same understanding as to what is a magnetic message. Let's just quickly cover the basics so we're on the same page. What is a magnetic message? Well, simply put, it is your 15 to 90 second intro. That's it. It's that 15 to 90 second intro that when called upon, it gives 99% of entrepreneurs great angst. It makes their butts tighten up. Now, is it for closing a sale? No, it is not for closing a sale. And the reason you should spend time creating this magnetic message is so that you, and take this down, it's very important, that you earn the right to share more. Earn the right to share more. Now, as we go through the 5 steps, what language do you want to speak in as you're creating this? You want to speak in the language that your prospective clients use. And it doesn't matter who you are out there, every one of you have clients that use the same language, and that is this: the language of problems. That's the language we'll speak in. And lastly, as we're working on this, what is your mindset? Where is your mind focused as you're putting this all together? You want to remain transformation focused. Now, another way to say that is transformation focused, focused on the result that you bring or the destination you take them to. What most amazing result do you get for your clients in the way that only you get it? Okay? So as a recap, your magnetic message is your 15 to 90 second intro. You should spend time working on this so you earn the right to share more, not to close a sale, not to close a deal. The language you speak is in their problems, not your processes. And the mindset around it is to stay 90% focused on your most amazing transformation. So now that we have that, let's dig right into the meat of it. I hope you have a piece of paper. If so, if you would pull that out and write 1 through 5, and you can leave spaces between and use the whole sheet. And the first thing I'm going to do is share with you the 5 steps. Then we're going to go deep with each one of them. All right. The first step to easily and consistently call your clients to you is you need to know your who. Who is this message for? Who, WHO. What name do they identify with? And let me just say, we are assuming already at this point that you have claimed a niche and that your niche is tight and laser focused and powerful. So now you need a name. And what we're talking about here is a name that your clients emotionally identify with. This is what is called an egoic label, EGOIC, egoic label. So, for example, that could be wine lovers, Christians, runners, divorcees, widowers, solopreneurs, first-time moms. But it's a name that when you're out networking and let's say I hear the name, and so I was talking to first-time moms. Okay, my ear perks up because I emotionally identify with the label first-time mom. I'll give you an example of what maybe not to do. So I was out networking, which we all do, and I asked a woman, "Hi, what's the question we ask? What do you do?" And she said, "Oh, I work with women who want more out of life and want to feel more fulfilled." Okay, so I'm going to clue you in right now. First of all, for your niche and your who, everyone, everybody, men and women are not your niche or your label. It's either the whole globe or half the globe. And I'm pretty sure you can't service 7 billion or 3.5 billion. So the name has to be very specific. So the next step is the language. Guys, this can make a huge shift for you and actually give you an almost unfair disadvantage. You know, you won't feel salesy or pushy when you speak in the terms of their language. So at this point, we want to plug in 3 problems. Now, because you know the who, you need to speak to their problems. This shift is where most entrepreneurs go wrong. So when you're out networking, you'll hear something like this. I met a gentleman. I said, "Hi, my name's Amy. What do you do?" And he said, "Hi, I'm John Doe. I'm a chiropractor. I've been in business for 10 years. I went to school at XYZ. I use taping and kinesiology and the activator, and we have supplements, and we can set up appointments convenient to your schedule. Would you like to set up an appointment? And here's 2 of my cards." Okay, no. He left me with my head spinning. And guys, I actually love chiropractors and use them. I know what taping and kinesiology is for. But if you are not speaking to their problems and you're listing your processes like this gentleman did, you will verbally vomit all over them. That's not a good thing. No verbal vomit. Because what you're going to do is leave them with their head spinning. Guys, we live in an information overload world. We need them to perk their ears up and know we're calling them to us. And problems is the best way to do that. So here's another example. I met a woman and I said, "What do you do?" And she leaned in and she said, "See everyone in this room?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "I help anyone get a solid 8 hours of sleep who's not sleeping through the night." Now, she didn't actually have a who, but I, at that point, knew 2 people I could refer to her. So the problems need to be big for the people. They need to be the problems that keep them up at 3 in the morning. That's where you want to come from. The label, the who you're working with, the name you've given them, what keeps them up at 3 in the morning? Their biggest problems. If I have marriage problems and my marriage has been horrible, I'm pretty sure I'm not waking up in the middle of the night going, oh, if I only had some more mindfulness around this, I could feel fulfilled. No, I might be saying, oh, if only we flirted like when we were dating and had the fun and love of our 20s, something like that. So if you're a marriage counselor telling me that you have, I will work with you in 10 to 12 sessions and I can work individually or in group and we can work in person and I have exercises we do and we can use biofeedback, isn't speaking to me. The fact that I'm deeper in love than the day I got married and I won't get divorced is speaking to me. So a way to avoid what I call the drift, which is going into your processes and leaving them with their head spinnings, is remember this: WIIFM. You heard of that? What's in it for me? You want to visualize a spotlight coming down over the head of this person in front of you that you're talking to, or on the phone if you're talking to them. It is only about them. They are thinking, what's in it for me? Right? So when you meet somebody and they say, hi, my name is Amy, what do you do? What I'm really saying to you is, hi, me, 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 me. And we don't do that in a selfish way. That's just how we're wired. So the problems are how to call your clients to you. It isn't the reason that they're going to spend the big bucks with you and write a check for thousands of dollars, but it will call them to you. The next step, your amazing transformation, is why they're going to spend the big bucks with you. The amazing transformation is what you provide. It is the destination you take them to. You solve everything for them. And this is where the whole message is about being 90% transformation focused. And it's your biggest result. Maybe it takes you 3 months, 6 months, 12 months to get that result, but it's that biggest result. They buy you because of the transformation. That's why. So when you take this template, and guys, it takes a little time. I mean, the steps are simple, but I see entrepreneurs challenged with really letting go and getting narrowly focused on the who, the 3 problems, and your amazing transformation. But it allows you to have marketing material and be very authentic. It is what I call the gold thread that runs through the rest of the steps in the constant client formula. It helps lead to your conversation, sales conversation, your close. So here's what it sounds like. Let's say my ideal client is corporate executives, okay? And you say, hi, nice to meet you. And I'm like, nice to meet you. And you say, what do you do? I say, oh, I help corporate executives get 2 extra hours back in their day. Now, if you're a corporate executive, number one, your ears have perked up. Even if you're standing in front of a possible referral partner, they might go, somebody might say, I could sure use that. It really doesn't matter if they say anything besides, because now you have earned the right to share more. You just say, yeah, you know how so many corporate executives struggle with overwhelm, work under extreme time constraints, and have a family they seldom see? And if you're talking to a corporate executive, they're kind of nodding. They're going, oh, yes. Then you share your amazing transformation. Well, I specialize in helping corporate executives regain their passion at home, work, and play. Do you see how natural that feels? You can stand in your authenticity. You've earned the right to share more. You've perked their ears up. They know you're talking to them and you're speaking their language. And oh my gosh, they would love to have that result. And what happens is you can use this template for a variety of content and copy in brochures, your website. It can even be a tagline. Jane Doe, helping corporate executives get 2 extra hours back in their day. Now, I want to share a hot tip with you. You can write in this hot tip under your amazing transformation. What you want to write in is, what is the most common objection you hear from your prospective clients? So for example, with a corporate executive, when I said I specialize in helping corporate executives get 2 extra hours back in their day, and I went through everything that I was listing for their problems, I know corporate executives' objection is time. And for all of us, most of the objections are time and money. So when you say, I specialize in helping you regain your passion at homework and play, even if they don't think they have the time for it. So we kind of get that objection out of the way right there. And then what do? Okay, hot tip number 2, really important. I hope you always have an offer. This is where you state your intent or your offer. My offer, Amy, I thought you said this wasn't for closing a sale. It's not. But you must have an offer, and an offer is simply an invitation for the next step. This isn't to close a sale, but I guarantee you guys, you are not out there networking and meeting people just to kill some hours in your day. So what would you like them to do? And it's as simple as you have somebody nodding and you said, even if they don't have the time for it, and you can say, yeah, is that like something that might interest you? And they're like, maybe. Well, do you want to exchange information? And we could set up a short call for next week for 15 or 20 minutes and see if I might be able to help you. You guys, you need to do this. You have got to give them the opportunity to say yes to themselves. And actually, if you don't, it's actually a disservice. And it borders on being irresponsible. Because here you are talking to somebody. You've called them, you've talked about their problems, you've got them thinking about what's in it for me. Oh my gosh, I really want that solution. And you don't give them an opportunity to say yes to themselves, because that's what's happening. They're not saying yes to you. Nobody's ever said, yes, Amy, I want to write you a check for thousands of dollars. They've said, yes, I think I can do this. I think I want this. So you're a conduit for them. And actually, here's what happens if you don't have an offer, guys. They leave that conversation. They go get on their phone. They call your competitor. Oh my gosh, Jane, you are so right. I see everything you're saying. I want to fix my problem. When can I start working with you? So you need to have an offer, which is just an invitation to go to the next step. And that gold thread of this message will run through your conversation, the sales conversation, where you advocate for them and you figure out if truly it's a good fit. So I know these are simple steps. Know your who, your 3 problems, and your amazing transformation. But I do know it takes a little time and it can be challenging. So I want to encourage you to really dive into this right away. Sit down and spend some time writing out the information for your template and then run out there as fast as you can. I suggest getting in front of 50 people as quickly as possible. Just start saying this. And the more you say it, it'll roll off your tongue more smoothly. And you'll kind of get feedback from their body language to know, oh, that didn't sound really good. And you know what? Write it out and read straight from paper. It's okay. No worries. So I just want to encourage you to do this. Jump into it. I know you can do it. Go do the best that you can. That's all we're asking. Stand in your expertise.